Thank you, Professor Shirai, 早稲田大学の校長, distinguished professors, university leaders, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. 皆さん、こんにちは。お元気ですか? Thank you for this very kind introduction, President Shirai, and thank you for coming today to meet with me and with our UN officials, particularly during this summer break. Thank you very much for taking your time. It's a special pleasure to speak at Waseda University, such a renowned, esteemed university, not only in Japan, but worldwide, and particularly very well known in Korea, my home country. You have such a long and rich history. As I understand, you have produced at least 6 prime ministers of Japan, and who knows that one day we will have a 7th prime minister among you sitting here, and I'm looking for that. I made a special request to speak at Waseda University. In fact, wherever I travel, I really wanted to have this kind of an opportunity of engaging with the young students who will be the leaders of tomorrow. And I know that Waseda is famous for its creativity and its innovative thinking of young students. Many Japanese universities are setting up campuses abroad and starting foreign exchange programs. You admitted your first foreign students, as I understand again, more than 100 years ago. And that was quite forward-looking. And I hope you will maintain this tradition. In globalization, as in so many other areas, Waseda leads from the front. I'm pleased to welcome students from Meiji University and Juo University, and members of the Model United Nations Society and UN Association, and thank you very much for your support. Distinguished faculties, students, ladies and gentlemen, in the past few months, I met many students, young students, in Istanbul, in Los Angeles, in Moscow, in Tashkent, and now in Tokyo. It's perhaps not surprising that young people around the world share many of the same goals: a safer, a more prosperous world, a greener, more sustainable world, and a world in which everyone has enough to eat. A world free from nuclear threat and nuclear weapons. This is not an impossible dream. There are many skeptics that whether this realizing a world without nuclear weapons, or whether we can totally eliminate these nuclear weapons on the earth. Some people say that that's a dream. That's a too high ambition. But that's, I think, I do not agree, and I think opposite way. That is why United Nations is now working very hard together with the world leaders to realize that dream when and where our young leaders, young people, and your generation and your children can live without fear of nuclear weapons. Japan has always played an important role in this work. Madam Ogata and Ambassador Yasushi Akashi are just 2 of the many Japanese staff who have shown their dedication in the United Nations. And we have learned just from now, President Shirai, that you have had so many distinguished people who have been working for the peace of the world and humanitarian work, and human rights. I hope some of you will always follow in their footsteps. The United Nations needs your unique qualities, energy, and creativity of Japan's young people. from the Kyoto Protocol to this year's conference on biological diversity in Nagoya, Japan is in the forefront in sustainability and the environment. Japanese people donate more to the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, than the citizens of any other country in the world. Your government gave great support to Haiti earlier this year, and one of the fastest countries who came to rescue all these Haitian people. You send money, and you also send hundreds of military people, engineers, and to serve with our mission, MINUSTA, in Haiti. You are putting billions of dollars in Afghanistan. Thank you for these all tangible expressions of global solidarity where it is most needed. Japan is a key pillar of our peace-building work, helping countries to overcome the trauma of war. You have led our work on human security. This approach is becoming increasingly important as we face multiple linked threats from financial instability to climate change. We are expecting our ideas of security to accommodate all the factors that affect people's survivals and livelihoods and dignity. I thank Japan for its engagement and look forward to further progress. Japan's role in UN peacekeeping missions is under review. We welcome Japan's increased participation here and in every area of our work. Japan's development aid is generous, timely, and welcome. What I'd like to ask your government leaders is that despite this economic downturn, I know that your deficit ratio has increased, but despite this, your commitment for developing countries should continue. That's what the international community expects from Japan, the second largest economy in the world. Let me tell you something about how this money is spent, what you have sent to those countries. Countries like Liberia and Sierra Leone in West Africa are recovering from war and have far too many guns in circulation. Japan pays for a gun control program in the region. Your money is helping to raise public awareness, to draft new laws, and to help these countries become safer. When I was visiting Sierra Leone, I met the most moving in my lifetime experience, those people whose limbs were cut by rebels during the time of conflict.